My name is Tommy Rosen, and this is a coaching tip. Today's tip is all about rigorous honesty, and I want to take you back to a moment that I experienced in July. Well, actually, it was July 26th, 1989. How do I know that exact date? Because that's the date where I entered into treatment for drug and alcohol substance use disorder. And in treatment, as my very good luck and good fortune would have it, I met an incredible woman who ended up being my counselor. And she was a really, really tough, but really, really sweet human being. She had been around. She had been around the block, and she definitely was street smart. Let's put it that way. And she had seen addiction for decades, and she understood it inside and out. And when she took a look at me, she recognized two things about me. And I would learn this later. Number one, she recognized that I was used to manipulating, that I had been addicted to charming, addicted to approval. And so I had learned as a child and through my adolescence, I'd learned how to use those skills, if you will, to manipulate others and to try to control the outcome of my life and my situation. And obviously, as I sat in treatment, I realized it had backfired terribly. So she realized that I had that side of me as a person in recovery from addiction, or who had experienced addiction, that manipulation was a part of my history. She also realized that I had been hurt. She also realized that I needed help. And thank God she realized that I needed love and kindness and softness. I actually needed that. And the fact that she was a woman, that my counselor ended up being a woman, was significant for me because she was just the right amount of tough and just the right amount of love. So she was the first one who gave me the message that rigorous honesty was the thing that was going to come into my life and allow me to change, or not come into my life, in which case I would be stuck and I would not succeed at neither at finding sobriety, much less recovery. That the cornerstone of life, the very cornerstone of the path that I was going to have to walk to find healing and to find fulfillment, was going to be based on that cornerstone of rigorous honesty. First, it meant honesty within myself. I myself had to be able to tell the difference between what was true and what was untrue. For the longest time, I had been fibbing and lying and been very deceitful to myself. And I had to work that out, because no longer could I look at my behavior and say, this behavior is acceptable. Last week, when I was in the middle of my final cocaine run, right, when I ended up in treatment, that previous week, I had told myself somehow this is acceptable. And at the end of that drug run, at the end of that binge, I reached that bottom and I recognized the truth. I'm killing myself. This is completely unacceptable behavior. And how long have I been telling myself that this is acceptable? So that's an example of, in acute addiction, how we would have lost track of what is true and what is untrue. Well, here I was being given this formula for moving forward in life, from very, very severe drug addiction, out of drug addiction, and then for the rest of my life, to walk a spiritual path, which would always be based upon rigorous honesty with self first. The next part of that honesty, of course, is how we relate to others. And of course, there's an honesty about how we're able to perceive the truth in life and what our purpose is, how we can plug in, engage in the world in a meaningful way, engage and show up more powerfully in relationships. And of course, all of our behaviors, all of our personal behaviors, the way we wake up in the morning, the way that we eat and approach food, the ways that we decide to be helpful to others, the words that we use, the actions that we choose. Everything in life no matter where you are on your path of development, whether that's you feel like you're at the beginning or in the middle, or you've advanced quite a bit along your way, no matter where you are, you're going to want to make it from this place to the next place in that never-ending evolution. And we can't go there without rigorous honesty. That's today's coaching tip. And I hope it's useful to you, as useful as it has been for me. And everything comes from there. All the best.